Elite SEC quarterbacks like Johnny Manziel, Aaron Murray, A.J. McCarron, and Zach Mettenberger all off to the pros. Now it's time to turn the page to 2014. Hi everyone, I'm Ray Crawford. So who will become the top quarterbacks next season in the SEC? Here to help us, our SEC insider Russ Mitchell. And Russ, who are your top 5 returning quarterbacks in the conference?
Yeah, after losing 8 quarterbacks, it's definitely a reloading for the conference this year. Number 5, I have Dylan Thompson, the senior quarterback out of South Carolina. He's thrown for almost 2,000 yards. He's got a great touchdown-interception ratio, 3-1. And more importantly, Mike Davis comes back at running back. At 4, we have Matty Mock, the young sophomore quarterback out of Missouri. Filled in really well for Franklin last year. He's got good running backs around him. He's a good leader, took over in spring practice. Then you're looking at Dak Prescott, the big quarterback down in Starkville. He can leverage the heroic performance in the Egg Bowl. He's got a big arm. When he became the full-time starter last year, they did really well as a program, started to get a little bit of momentum. I have 1A and 1B, Ray. 1B, Nick Marshall. I know he's the returning SEC champion at quarterback. He has to become a more complete passer. Great runner, did very well, got better with every single week. I expect with all the talent around him, Auburn will win. They're my early season prediction. He'll have a good season. But it depends also on Bo Wallace. Bo Wallace, the senior quarterback at Ole Miss, is right on the cusp of really launching himself into a top-tier NFL consideration. So those would be the top 5.
All right, so for the first time in 3 years, Alabama will have a new starting quarterback. How good will Florida State transfer Jacob Coker be?
Well, I think the book's out. He's thrown for under 3. Folks need to remember, Jacob Coker's thrown for under 300 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. That's it. A blind man could have watched the Alabama spring game and seen how horrific Sims and the other quarterbacks played. They need him to be good. He's a big kid, 6'5", 230. You're going to see with Kiffin, the new offensive coordinator in Tuscaloosa, you're going to see a lot of 3-drop sets, a lot of quick passes. You don't have to have a big arm for that. You have to have good timing.
Well, it doesn't take a blind man to see Jeff Driscoll. He's ready. He's healthy now. He's got a new offensive coordinator, a new system this fall. What does the season hold for him?
The good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is the broken ankle seems to have healed, which is important because he's not as mobile, I think, as a lot of folks would like to perceive him as being. Then, another good, Roper comes in as the new offensive coordinator. He runs a kind of spread that I think fits well into Driscoll's skill sets. The bad, Driscoll, he's a very inconsistent quarterback. You've got issues with running back as well, so you can't rely on them. And the offensive line is the ugly. The offensive line, do you realize Florida last year in only 12 games was 12th in the SEC in sacks allowed? The year before, they were dead last in sacks allowed. This is an offensive line that's grossly underproducing, and welcome back, Mr. Driscoll.
A lot of things to look forward to in the fall. All right, Russ, great insight as always. Thanks very much. And for more on the SEC and all of college football, hang out and look around CampusInsiders.com.